You think a calorie is a calorie? But did you know that a handful of almonds, eaten whole, gives you nearly a quarter fewer calories than the label claims? Because your body can't break the cell walls open and the calories pass straight through? And yet grind those exact same almonds into butter and the calories come back? You think the glass of grapefruit juice at breakfast is just fruit. But did you know it can take a normal dose of a common medication and quietly push it to a dangerous one, and keep doing it for days? Neither of those is just a fun fact. They are clues. Clues that almost everything you know about food rests on an idea of your body that is decades out of date. You were taught to think of your body like a bank account. Calories in, calories out. It's nothing like that. It's a chemical system, with controls, feedback, and rules. And the moment you can see the rules, everything about food starts to look different. There is a whole book built around that shift. It's called Nutrition: The Illusion of Knowledge. And it does one thing really well. It shows you the rules you were never told. Take the simplest question. Why does a glass of orange juice spike your blood sugar when the whole orange it came from barely does? Same fruit, same sugar? Here's the answer, and it's stranger than the myth. Your stomach doesn't set the pace of digestion. A short stretch of gut just past it, called the duodenum, works like a bouncer at a door. It checks each wave of food for calories, fat, and acid, and it lets calories through at a steady rate no matter how fast you eat. Whole fruit arrives slowly in packages the bouncer has to unwrap. Juice arrives already unwrapped, all at once, and floods past. So digestion isn't a pipe, it's a valve. Which raises a bigger question. If your gut is quietly setting the pace of everything you eat, how much of willpower was ever really about willpower? Now, the thing on your supplement shelf, the bottle says 400 milligrams, so you assume you absorbed 400 milligrams. You almost never do. Your gut is picky about form. The same mineral, wrapped 2 different ways, can differ by 6 times in how much actually reaches your blood. And the only clue is one small word in the parentheses you've never stopped to read. The dose you swallow is not the dose you get. Nutrition: The Illusion of Knowledge calls this the silent multiplier. And once the book shows you where to look on a label, you can't unsee it on any bottle again. And the labels get worse the closer you look. You reach for whole grain bread as the healthy choice, but measured by what it does to your blood sugar, most of it behaves far closer to white bread than to the grain it's named after. The word natural printed right beside it, legally it means nothing at all. Nothing. And ultra-processed, you nod along at the phrase, but could you draw the line? It turns out even how fast you eat, all by itself, changes how much you eat. By hundreds of calories a day without you ever feeling any hungrier. Some of what you believe isn't complicated, it's just wrong. 8 glasses of water a day? There is no study underneath that number, it came from nowhere. But right next to the easy answers sit the genuinely hard ones. How much salt is actually too much? For you? The daily multivitamin you take on faith. Why did the biggest trials ever run fail to find a benefit, and why did a few of those vitamins in high doses quietly cause harm? Which ones, for whom? Those aren't opinions you can argue with, they're results. And the book puts every one of them on the table, including the ones nobody wanted to hear. Here's one you've lived. Your friend lost weight on a diet, and the same diet did nothing for you. So you blamed yourself. It probably wasn't you. 2 people can eat the identical meal, and their blood sugar can respond 10 times apart from each other. Same food, 2 different bodies, 2 different results. So maybe which diet is best was always the wrong question. And the better one is which diet is best for me. A question you can now actually test on yourself. That's the move nutrition. The illusion of knowledge keeps making. It takes the question you are asking and hands you a sharper one. Is your daily coffee a vice or one of the strongest survival signals in the whole dataset? Does it depend on a gene you've never been tested for? Does when you eat matter as much as what? And why is the real predictor of a healthy gut not the fiber grams you've been counting, but a number you have never counted in your life? And then the questions your grandparents never had to ask. There are microplastics in human blood now, found reliably study after study. Lead has turned up in cinnamon. Meanwhile, the whole internet is terrified of seed oils and strangely calm about things that may actually deserve the fear. Which of these is a real threat and which is just noise in a lab coat? The book refuses to answer with panic. It answers with numbers. How big is the exposure really? Where does it actually come from? And what is the one change worth making? So is there anything left you can actually trust? Yes, a short list of things that actually hold up. And better than the list, the book gives you a simple tool to find them yourself. Before you spend another $1 on a supplement, it asks you 5 questions. Does a real study even exist? Is the effect big enough to actually feel? Was it tested on someone like you? Does that exact version actually reach your blood? And have you decided ahead of time how you'll know if it worked? Ask those 5, honestly, and most of the supplement aisle quietly disappears in front of you. And the few things still standing you can finally trust, because now you understand why. Do you feel that? That quiet discomfort, everything you were so sure about, coming loose? That feeling has a name, and it's the whole reason this book exists. It's called the illusion of knowledge, mistaking a confident sentence for one you actually understand. And once you learn to notice it, you can't stop. In the ad, in the headline, in your own most certain opinions. This is not a diet book. It hands you no meal plan, no villain food to fear. It does something rarer. It treats your body as what it really is, a chemical system with real rules. And one question at a time shows you where the science is truly settled, and where even the experts are still, honestly, guessing. It's called Nutrition, the illusion of knowledge. Every question it just opened in your head, it closes, with the evidence on the page. If even one of them got under your skin, it's on Amazon right now. The link is on your screen and in the description below, because the most dangerous sentence in nutrition was never "I don't know." It's "I already know." This book begins exactly where that sentence ends.